everyone, welcome along to round 7. Can't believe we're on round 7 already of the LBRacing series. Tonight we are at Suzuka, as you can see on your screens in front of you. Obviously these races were done on Monday. Unfortunately I was really not well enough to do commentary of any sort on Monday. So obviously these were recorded by Mario, who hosted the lobby, and we're going to go through and obviously commentate on them tonight. So first off, as per normal, it is the Porsche Cup. So we are all ready to go with this one. So we'll run through the tables, obviously as they were after last round, round 6. So we have bottom half of the table here. So Corky in 15th, then Stuck on the Grid in 14th. Stead there in 13th. Had really good couple of rounds in a row, Stead has. Wacky there in 12th. Beefy in 11th. Then Stewboy in 10th. Race Lord in 9th. And then we have top half of the table. 10th there in 8th. Sprinkler 7th. With Johnny in 6th place. And we got Watsy there in 5th. Lee in 4th. And 3rd place going to Nigel Mansnell. Deluxe in 2nd. And Alex in the lead of the series there on 130 points. So yeah, we are ready to get this one underway, which I can do whilst we have the points up on the screen so that no one sees me fiddling around with everything. You'll just hear it all in the background. So you were here, and we've got Beefy in the chat saying, "Evening, everyone. Welcome on, Beefy. You also watched yours from on board in this this race. It was a good pleasure whilst I was ill to sit down and watch you racing around from your point of view. I was jumping between yours and Nigel Mansnell's point of view. So we will have a look before I get started. We can go through the starting order before I press the magic play button. So we have on pole, it was Nigel Mansnell with Deluxe there in 2nd place. Then we have Alex in 3rd there with Stead in 4th. So as I said, having a really good few races in a row with Stead here, and it is continuing. So Stead in 4th. Beefy in 5th with Stuck on the Grid starting 6th. Sprinkler in 7th place. Johnny starting in 8th with Watsy there in 9th. And then we've got Stewboy in 10th place with then Wacky in 11th and Race Lord in 12th place, starting from last place there. So we will jump back to Nigel Mansnell and get this one underway. As the lights are on and we are getting ready to go. And we are underway here at Suzuka. So Nigel Mansnell getting away well as we head down to the middle corner. And let's have a look on here. So Nigel Mansnell in the lead, D-Lock saying, so always we get a car going off massively in the background there. Now I do think obviously we're not going to have, I'll check, but I don't think we're going to have any, we don't have any replay facility. So I can confirm obviously where this was done in the past. It was Stuck on the Grid, who was going off there. With Johnny and Watsy going off as well. There's a few cars that were involved in an incident, but everyone else recovering well, and then those three. Johnny did wait for everyone, which is obviously nice to see. If you do make a mistake, then it's good to see waiting for everyone to come through. So Alex in 3rd, Stead in 4th, with Sprinkler Ryan's back in 5th. So the front three have got a little gap away. Sprinkler instead have got a little gap. It's Wacky now up to 6th. So a good start for Wacky. Stewboy in 7th. We have Race Lord in 8th. With Beefy there in 9th. Watsy in 10th. With Stuck on the Grid in 11th. And then Johnny there, who has a 4-second penalty for, as at the incident we saw it turn 1. But it's still in the lead at this point in the race. It is Nigel Mansnell doing exactly what he needs to do. Seems to have got himself a nice little gap in front to Deluxe in 2nd. he's doing what he needs to do here. As you see the cars coming on through, there's Stead and Sprinkler, there's Wacky, there's Raceward, there's Stewboy just behind them as well. So not too far behind. Wacky getting a little bit out of shape there. And that then seems to be Stewboy going through. Stewboy's on a bit of a charge here, going through and up into 7th place. I think the Raceward just moved over to let Stewboy through because there was a bit of contact between them earlier on in the lap. So Raceward now in 7th, Wacky in 8th with Beefy in 9th. And then we've still got Watsy in 10th, stuck on the grid in 11th. And Johnny just coming through turn 1 now, obviously served the 4-second penalty that he had earlier on. There's still this man in front, but the front three really close together. Really close together, the front three. They've broken away in their own little pack. But Stead not too far, neither Sprinkler not too far behind. So the front 5 quite close together, and then it's Raceward after that. Let's have a look on the chat and see who's this. We've got Beefy saying thanks, it's nice having you. Thanks, Beefy. Yeah, it was good to have you there. And obviously him saying glad to be back. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better. Which obviously, yeah, it is, yeah, I felt really rough. I felt really rough on Monday. So, Deluxe is not as close to Nigel as what Alex is to Deluxe. Obviously, Alex championship leader at this point. So he's going to want to be capitalising on this. The podium would be a good result for him. Just keeps him. I promise, 2 in front of him are the 2 that he really needs to be increasing that gap to behind. So he's going to want to push on and try and catch up to them. Stead having another really strong race. As I said, he's there in 4th place. Be another really strong finish for him. Sprinkler in 5th. We've got Raceward there in 6th. He seems to be pushing to catch up to the back of the wall. Almost got a little bit sideways then. And then we've got Wacky there in 7th. He's got Beefy all over the back of him. Beefy right over on the grass there. And looks like it's Beefy going for a move up the inside here, thinking about it, but Wacky just closing the door off there. Beefy looking around behind, looking for a way past. Mario in the chat saying, hi everyone. Hello Mario. How are you, my friend? So Beefy there in 8th. Now Watsy is joining the back of this party now. So he's pushing on well. He done a 2-minute 1.436 on his last lap. Fast lap at the moment is done by Deluxe, 2 minutes 0.744 going to Deluxe. So he'll get that extra point as it stands at this moment. So stuck on the grid there in 10th. Johnny in 11th, and Stewboy has dropped down to 12th. So something seems to have happened with Stewboy there because he's got a 2-minute 20 on the last lap. So looks like he's had a bit of a spin or something. Back to the leaders. Nigel Mansell's gap is decreasing. It looks like Deluxe is now starting to find his rhythm. We said he's got the fastest lap. Seems to have dropped Alex back now and seems to be right on the back. New fastest lap. 2 minutes 0.625. In comparison to Nigel Mansell's, he was 2-minute 0.921. So taking 3 attempts out of him is Deluxe. And Deluxe going for the lead. Looks like Nigel Mansell's had a bit of a wide run then through turn 1. Deluxe takes the lead of the race. So Deluxe now up into that first place and seems to have pulled out a bit of a gap here already to Nigel. Nigel's lost a lot of time for that first sector. Yeah, 1 second down on his personal best through that sector. That has cost him a little chunk of time. and cost him the lead of this race. Now we are just approaching 7 minutes in, so we're almost at the halfway point. The front three still quite close together. Alex there in third. Stead still in fourth. Still got Sprinkler for company all over his back. And you can see Racel just in the distance. So Racel really pushing on to try and get up to the back of Stead and Sprinkler. There is Racel. So he's not too far behind now. He's really pushing on to try and get up to these guys. And then it's Beefy there in 7th place. So he's managed to get past Wacky. So he's up into 7th. With Wacky there in 8th. And then Wacky now has Watsy and Stuck on the Grid coming up behind for company. And then Johnny there in 11th. And Stewboy pushing on to try and catch up to the back of Johnny. So everyone is quite close. Most of the pack are really close together. As you see, the front two are just coming on start-finish straight. D-Locks at a 2:07.08 on the last lap, and Nigel Mansell's was a 2:01 because obviously he lost 1 minute time in sector 1. So let's have a look at the likes that we've had on the stream so far. So if you haven't already, please smash out that like button. Try and get it up to 20 likes as quickly as we can. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button. It goes a long way at helping us out here on the channel. We also have some big news to bring you shortly, as well as Nigel goes wide over the cross. This is going to bring Alex right onto his tail. So yeah, we will have some news to bring you over the next week. So keep an eye on the socials. If you haven't already, go and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever one you've got. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel because it will be posted on there as well. And if you want to, head over to our Discord and join the Discord channel as well. Instead, and Sprinkler coming through the hairpin. As I said, Racelaw not too far behind. He's getting closer and closer. There goes Beefy through in 7th with Wacky still in 8th, but Watsy all over the back of him. And then we've got Stuck on the Grid, seems to have had a bit of an issue there because he's about to get overtaken by Stewboy and Johnny. So he's on what? He's 15 seconds down in that middle sector. So he's lost a heap of time there somewhere. So Stuck really seems to have got stuck there, as they're dropping a lot of time there in that middle sector. Still D-Locks in the lead. He's pulled out a nice little gap on this lap, with Nigel having that little excursion across the grass that we saw. He's not going to want to be doing that too often, because that's really going to take him out of contact with D-Locks. Another 2:07 for D. Look at that consistency for D-Locks. That is insane consistency. Nigel Mansell, another 2:01, so losing the time there to D-Locks. Alex, consistent to low 2:01 lap times. Instead they're going on, he's now dipped into the 2:01s as well. He's got some great pace instead tonight. Sprinkler there, he's done a couple of 2:01s as well. So consistency as well between the front guys. Then it is Race Lord, who narrowly on the last lap missed out on the fastest lap and is setting a purple first sector there, as we've got 4 minutes remaining in this race. And there is Beefy there in 7th. He's pulled out a little gap to Wacky. You can still see Race Lord. And we've got Watsy now in 8th place with Wacky there in 9th. And then it is Johnny in 10th place with Stewboy there in 11th and Stuck on the Grid in 12th. But those three are quite close together on the track. But here is D-Locks. He's got a nice little gap there out in front. I just can't get his consistency. Oh, he's purple. Yeah, are we going to see a new fastest lap of the race? Let's watch him through the last couple of corners. Last braking zone now, slams on the anchors, slows the Porsche down to around 52, 53 mile an hour. Then it is back on the power, and you really want to hit the shortest line possible to the start-finish line, which he does. Oh, misses out by 0.010 of a second. But he is flying. Nigel, oh, goodness, sideways again. He is right on the limits here, managing to keep hold of second place from Alex there in third still. And then here we go, the battle's getting close between Stead, Sprinkler and Racelord. Stead going through, then Sprinkler, then Racelord. These three are close together. Racelord obviously pushing on fast, trying so close to fastest lap. Seems to have got onto the pace of what, looking at 2 tenths up for the first sector. I love the camera angle with the Ferris wheel in the background. Racelord pushing on there in 6th place. Maybe lost a little bit of time in that middle part, which he did. He's now down by half a second. Oh, Stead getting a bit squirrely there in front. And that's going to let Sprinkler onto the back of him. Obviously, slipstream here is quite important. Some very long straights here at Suzuka. So, if you can be in the slipstream here, you really get a good toe. But Racelord is coming back strong in this lap. So, Racelord will be getting a nice double toe here. As we're approaching 2 minutes remaining, so I think we are going to be approaching the last lap. When the guys start this lap, they're about to go on. Oh, Racelord, oh, what a save. Getting a bit wide there, getting a bit dirty. He's going to have to take a couple of corners to get his tyres out of that one. So Racelord there in 6th, Beefy just coming through the last couple of corners there in 7th. Watsy getting close behind him. So we might have a last lap battle between Watsy and Beefy. Here comes Wacky's just coming through in 9th place. Johnny in 10th with Stuck on the Grid now up to 11th. And Stewboy dropping back. So he's had another incident here on this lap, just going very slowly. What's happened there to Stewboy? Is he coming into the pits? Or it might be an issue with a wheel or something like that. We'll find out what happened to Stewboy in this race. Oh, there we go. We've got acceleration back. Alt Control Delete from the pit line, and they've got that one going again. So Stewboy finished. That's what he was doing. Is waiting for the check flag. So Stewboy crossed the line, finishes in 12th. Here we go. Final lap then. D-Lock's there. With Nigel Mansnell in 2nd, Alex in 3rd, Stead in 4th. We've got a little battle, a little drag race here between Sprinkler and Racelord. And it is Racelord who's getting in front of Sprinkler. Sprinkler looking around to see if he can get a move back on Racelord, but that's dropping him down to 6th and Racelord up to 5th. Beefy there in 7th. He's got Watsy all over the back of him. Wacky in 9th still, with Johnny in 10th and Stuck on the Grid in 11th. Let's jump back to the leaders, because Deluxe is last braking zone, slams on the anchors one final time through the last 2 corners. He goes and races to the line, and it is Deluxe who takes maximum points here as Suzuka. Nigel Mansnell in 2nd, personal best on the last lap as well. Alex in 3rd. Stead is going to hold out to the line for 4th, Racelord in 5th, Sprinkler in 6th, and Beefy is going to hold out, it looks like, to the line here. Beefy just holds out. Watsy in 8th with Wacky taking 9th. Johnny's going to come through and take 10th place. as he crosses the line, stuck on the grid in 11th, and Stuboy in 12th. But it is Deluxe who takes the race win here at Suzuka. I would show you the race results, but Deluxe getting the fastest lap of the race as well. So don't go anywhere, everyone. We will be back in a couple of minutes for the GT3 Masters. And yes, that was a close finish. Mario in the chat as well saying well done, Deluxe. Yeah, really good race from Deluxe from start to finish. The consistency that he had was insane. That consistency was, so fair play to him for that. It was a very, very good drive from Deluxe. As I said, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute for the Masters. Hello everyone, we are back here for the GT3 Masters. We will run through the points tables whilst these guys are lined up on the grid, and then we'll run through the starting order and what tyres everyone is starting on as well. Because for you that aren't aware, in the Masters 2 tyre compounds, you've got the softs and the hards. You can start on whichever tyre you want to, but you do need to use both compounds in the 30-minute race. So let's run through the points table. So Beefy there in 15th with No Hassle in 14th. And we got CJ in 13th. Fodder in 12th. Won the last 2 races in a row. Can he make it 3 in a row tonight? Giacala there in 11th. Mario in 10th. Mike in 9th. And we've got Rich there in 8th. Really close between these guys in the table. With Sandancer in 7th. Audio Muted in 6th. Race Lord there in 5th, with Ryanu in 4th. Hugo breaking apart the Audis that were dominating the top part of the table there, and the Mercedes in 3rd. Deluxe 2nd. Joint on points with Gavsky, but Gavsky top. Obviously, he has 2 race wins compared to Deluxe's 3 second places. So that is how the points stand before the racing gets underway tonight. So let's run through the grid. So we've got Gavsky on pole. He's starting on the soft tyre. We've got Fodder in 2nd. He's starting on the hard tyre. With Deluxe in 3rd. He's starting on the hard tyre. Sandancer in 4th, starting on the hard tyre as well. With Ryanu on the hard tyre as well. And then Mario on the softs in 6th. Hugo on the softs in 7th. Beefy there in 8th on the hards as well. Audio Muted 9th on the hards. Mike in 10th on the hards, and Race Lord on the hards in 11th. So out of 11 drivers, only 2 of them are on the softs, which is Gavsky and Mario. For some reason, everyone decided they want to start on the hards tonight. Which, perfectly... and you can pick whatever tyre you want, so perfectly allowed to do whatever you want to do. Let's get this one underway then here, as we get the lights coming through. And off we go. Good start from Fodder. Gavsky getting away well also. And then we see the Charger Mercedes in the background come down towards turn 1. Nice and close between everyone, but Fodder taking the lead of the race. No turn 1 incidents, it looks like, which is nice to see in the Masters. So Fodder coming through in the lead of the race. Gavsky in second. He's right on the back of him, trying to push through to get himself a move done to get himself back up into the league. This is not what he wanted. He's starting on the soft tyres. He wants to get himself up as quickly as possible and get away. Use up that soft tyre. Use up the advantage he's got. Looks like Gavsky going around the outside. Gavsky going to make a move here. He does, but Fodder straight back onto the inside. And Fodder taking that place back. Really putting the hurt on Gavsky. He's using up his soft tyres here. So Gavsky in second. D-Lock's looking up the inside there. He's on the hard as well. Gavsky does not want to get stuck between two hard drivers. Gavsky fighting this one back, using his extra traction, getting himself back through. Great battle between the top three here, nice and close between them. And then Hugo in fourth, Mario in fifth, just in the background. Let's come to, oh, you got a bit of a tap there. Gavsky's going round. Oh, Gavsky is going round. Gavsky, oh, that is absolute carnage going on there. And that is Gavsky dropping all the way down the order. He's right the way at the back of the field. He's just getting himself underway. Didn't get any damage, which is crucial because obviously damage is on full here. Getting himself away, and he is now in 10th. Mike in 11th. So Fodder in the lead of the race. He's got a nice little gap now, especially with the hard speed. He's gone deep. He's gone deep into the final corner. Sandanza in second, but not for long. So it looks like Ryanu's going through and up into second in the Audi. Sandanza in third. And there is Mario in fourth. Now, Mario has got a 4-second penalty. But obviously, where this was done on Monday, it has been reviewed what happened in that last turn. It was deemed that it was D-Lox's fault. D-Lox obviously started the incident. It was, oh, D-Lox going round. D-Lox has gone round in the first corner. So he's dropping down the order massively. He's now right plunged in 11th. So as I was saying, it was deemed that it was an incident that was caused by D-Lox. So he does get a 10-second post-race penalty because he didn't wait for Gavsky. So there will be 10 seconds added on to D-Lox's race time. So we'll see where he ends up at the end of this race, and then we can update you on his finishing position. But Fodder in the lead. He is foddering on nicely with Sandanza in second, Ryanu in third. As Mario in fourth. Mario going up the inside there on Ryanu, getting the move done nicely. Mario, I said, 4-second penalty, unfortunately, just because he had nowhere to go and had little contact with Hugo. The game decided that Mario knocked Hugo off, which he really did. He had nowhere to go upon watching the incident that happened on this corner. So Mario's going to serve a 4-second penalty, which unfortunately the game has given to him. Not exactly fair on Mario, but there's not much that we can do about that, and he'll serve that penalty now, so that'll drop him down the order. Audio muted coming through there. He'll move up to fourth. And then we've got Gavsky, who's moved up to fifth, so he's fighting back fast. When we last saw Gavsky, he was in 10th. Now he's in 5th. Hugo in 6th. Looks like Hugo was making a move there, but didn't make the move go on there. And then Race Lord just behind him. Oh, Race Lord came around. Oh, into the pit lane barrier. So he'll get the car going again. But Fodder in the lead. He's absolutely checking out here when he's on the hard tyre. Fastest lap of the race as well. A 2-minute 3.447 to Fodder. Sandanza there in second with Ryanu in third. Audio muted up to fourth now on the hards. Gavsky on the softs, fighting his way back in fifth. Hugo in sixth in the Mercedes. With Mighty Mario recovering from that penalty in seventh. The only other driver on the soft tyres. So we'll see how high can he get before he's going to have to pit and get rid of those soft tyres. Beefy in 8th on the hard tyres. He's got D-Locks for company behind on the hards as well. It's Mike in 10th. And Racelord has retired from the race with that spin that we saw into the pit lane barrier. As it stands at the moment, Fodder has an absolute lovely lead out in front on the slower of the two compounds, and he's pulling himself a nice little gap out. So this is looking good for 3 in a row for Fodder. Can he do it? Let's see, he's half a second up on his personal best as well on this lap. Sandancer not a million miles behind, and pushing on well as well, so it'd be interesting to see what Sandancer can do in this race as well. And then Ryanu in 3rd, then we've got Gavsky in 4th, Audiometer 5th, and we see Beefy coming through as well. The joys of the GT7 penalty system, yeah. 100%. It was one of those where it's like, well, yeah, how did he get that penalty? Audiometer doing really well in this race on the hard tyres in the Mercedes. That Mercedes is very strong on this track because it is a machine in a straight line. Look at that, the front group of cars all nice and close together. Everyone's in the S's. So we are almost 7 minutes in, and everyone is still nicely bunched up. Hugo there in 6th. So another Mercedes doing well in this race on the soft tyre. Oh, Hugo's on the soft tyres. So my mistake, sorry. There was 3 drivers on the soft tyres. There's my favourite camera angle as they all come through. Mario there in 7th place. But pushing on with the soft tyres. His soft tyres look in a lot better condition than what Hugo's doing. And there is D-Locks just coming through with Beefy behind him. So D-Locks get himself up to 8th place. As we got a yellow flag, what has happened in front? Who is that? That is Ryanu in the R8. Ryanu has had a spin. He's got front aero damage as well, so that's unfortunately going to cost him a little bit of straight line speed. Unfortunately, we don't have the replays because we are doing it from a replay. But Ryanu there looks like just on the exit of the hairpin, spinning out the car and into the barrier and dropping himself down there. Mike there in 10th. No damage for Mike, so he should be able to push on to the back of Ryanu with straight line speed that that Mercedes is going to have over that Audi. But back to the race leader, Fodder still got a nice gap in front. I think everyone's strong. The hards are a tough tyre. They are a tough tyre. As we see Hugo coming into the pits from 8th place. But you did very well on the Beefy. To be fair, you were right up there with the other hard runners at this point of the race. So foddering on nicely. Sandancer in 2nd in the Porsche as well. And then we've got Gavsky pushing on in the Audi, but his tyres are starting to get worn out. So we will be expecting to see Gavsky into the pits shortly. Probably at the end of this lap, I would predict. Audiometer in 4th. He's now got Mario for company. Mario's tyres are starting to wear as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Mario in the pits at the end of this lap as well. And D-Locks now on the hards up to 6th, Beefy up to 7th, Ryanu up into 8th place, Mike in 9th, and Hugo out and on the hards in 10th. Obviously Hugo a little bit off the pack now, because he was the first driver to get his pit stop out of the way and get the tyres changed. There is Fodder. We're definitely not going to see him in the pits for a while. He's going to run those hards down for as long as he possibly can. Fastest lap of the race is with Gavsky though. 2 minute 1.801. for Gavsky in his fight back in a podium spot at the moment. Now, will we see him come into the pits? This is going to be the interesting bits. We see Mike muted and Mario coming through the last corner, and there we go. We get Gavsky in the pits. There's his pit crew waiting for him. Mario following in as well. There's Mario's pit crew waiting for him as well. Just waiting for Gavsky to hit his pit box, which he does. He is in. Tire change for him, and out he goes and pits out, and there goes Mario. He's pitting as well, both onto the hard tyres, so neither of those two doing a double stop, and there is Mario coming out just in front of Hugo, so getting out in front. Formula 1 style pit stop there from Mario's pit crew, getting himself out in front of Hugo's Mercedes. Hugo going for the undercut, but it just missing out on the overtake on Mario in that occasion. Back to Fodder, still foddering on there. Sandancer not too far behind, as you can see. Sandancer doing a good job here on the hards as well. Really sending it to Fodder on the last lap. He was actually 0.6 of a second faster than Fodder, so this is going to be playing into the hands of Fodder nicely at the moment, but Sandancer is keeping him honest. It's Porsche versus Porsche out in front. Now, don't suspect us to see these guys in for probably another 8 minutes, so another 4 laps, I'd say. It's normally about 10 minutes on the softs and 20 minutes on the hards. As a rough rule of thumb, obviously it does change between different tracks. As Audio Muted coming through in 3rd place with D-Locks. His tyres look really good on the Audi in 4th, Beefy in 5th. In the Ferrari, Ryanu in 6th in the Audi, Mike in 7th in the Mercedes, and then Gavsky now on the hard tyre, Mario now on the hard tyre, and Hugo now on the hard tyre. So, interesting to see where these guys all filter in once the pit stops are done for the other drivers. But Fodder doing well, setting a personal best first sector there. And that's my favourite camera angle. Sandancer just going over the curves, nicely done there, and over that curve. And then it's power down towards the hairpin. The gap doesn't look like it's getting smaller to Fodder, but it's not getting bigger. So Sandancer on for a good finishing here. They obviously both of them have the soft tyre to come, which then potentially see a new fastest lap as well once these guys get onto the soft tyre. Here we go into the end. Look, Sandancer looks like he's getting closer there. Looks like he's closed up massively through that last sector. Let's see what Fodder's lap time is when he crosses the line. He does a 2-minute 4.285, a 2-minute 3.224 for Sandancer. So he's closed up a lot on that last lap. Audio Muted there in 3rd place. A good job in his Mercedes. D-Locks there in 4th. The 10-second penalty to come for him after the race. Beefy there in 5th, with Ryanu in 6th. Mike in 7th, right behind Ryanu, and then Gavsky pushing on here on the hard tyres. He's done his pit stop, so has Mario, and so has Hugo. So these guys, all three of them have done their mandatory pit stop. They've done their tyre change, so they have gone from the soft to the hards. The other guys have got to go from the hard tyre to the soft, and we expect to see them in about 4 minutes 20 seconds. There is Fodder, still got Sandancer for company. Sandancer is not letting him breathe now. He's definitely getting closer. Now, tyre wear wise, they are pretty much identical. So it is a case of which one can keep him going for the longest. As here we go towards this is the sector that Sandancer has looked good at all race. Especially this braking zone here. Let's get himself nice and close to the back of Fodder. Obviously, Sandancer is benefiting from the slipstream where Fodder is pumping the air out of the way in front. But look at that, nice and close between these two. Look how close these two are. Now, one of these two has surely got to be thinking at this point, when do they pit? Does someone go for the overlap? Does someone go for the undercut? What's the best thing to do here if you're in the situation? If you're Sandancer, do you think, ooh, if I pit now and get onto the softs, will that then, my outlap, be enough to jump Fodder? But then you're going to have to think, ooh, am I going to have to keep these tyres going for a bit longer? Obviously, you'd effectively are doing an extra lap. So do you need to keep the softs going for an extra lap? And will they last that extra lap? The joys of motorsport is a constant, not argument, but a conversation with yourself of what should you do, what's the right thing to do, and that you are kind of having to make these decisions on a fly. So I reckon between these two, they are at this point having those discussions with themselves of what is the best thing to do. Do you go overcut? Do you go undercut? What's the best thing to do? Sandancer running wide. Manages to keep it going in a straight line though, loses a little bit of time there. He's gone round, Sandancer's gone round, we can't see it on the camera. There he is, reversing back on to the tracks. He's got enough time to do that and get going. Keeps it in second, but he has gone round, and here comes Audio Muted now in third place, bringing D-Locks and Beefy along for the ride, but Sandancer has dropped it there in the last corner, so that's dropped him back massively. That's put Fodder so far out in front. So maybe it is the right time for Sandancer to come in. The grip's probably gone from his tyres now. His fronts are looking very worn. That's okay, Watsy. Not a problem. Obviously, it will be on the channel, so you can go back and watch it back as well. Yeah, exactly, Mario. Do you take that gamble and just see if you can hang on for that last lap? But that kind of opportunity has really gone from Sandancer now. Surely at the end of this lap, it's got to be a I need to pit kind of moment. As here we go, Sandancer into the hairpin. Fodder's got a lovely gap out in front now. He's got a real gap out there in the lead. He's coming through and onto the back straight. 20 minutes gone in the race, so 10 minutes left to go. here's the point where we're going to see these hard drivers coming into the pits. As along the back straight, Sandanza goes, followed by Audio Muted. D-Log's in 4th, Beefy in 5th, Gavsky's up to 6th after his pit stop, Ryanu in 7th, Mike is in 8th, Mario 9th, and Hugo in 10th. So Gavsky really pushing on here. Here comes Fodder into the pits. Sandanza, will we see him coming into the pits on this lap? Or is he going to go for an overcut? Let's have a look. No, Sandanza into the pits. Audio Muted stays out. He's going to do an extra lap. So he will move into the lead of the race. As he goes on through, Fodder is getting released now. So Fodder is out. Where is Gavsky? There's Gavsky coming down the start-finish straight. But Fodder getting out in front of Gavsky. So Gavsky recovered some time after his unfortunate spin on the first lap, but not enough to get himself in front of Fodder. Mike moves up to 4th. He hasn't pitted yet. Mario up to 5th. He has pitted. Hugo in 6th. Sandanza in 7th. So Sandanza has come out the pits in 7th. He's on the soft tyre. So we're going to see a charge in Sandanza now. He's on the softs. D-Locks, he's pitted and he's out in 8th. He is on the softs as well. Beefy has pitted also and he's on the softs as well. And then Ryano has pitted, got rid of his damage and on the softs as well. So Audio Muted in the lead of the race. He's got virtually no hard tyre left on that Mercedes. The Mercedes is a tyre, it's a tyre machine. But it is so quick in a straight line in comparison to a lot of the other cars. And so fast off the line. It's scary quick off the line compared to the likes of the Porsche, for example. So he's coming on around here. Look at that consistency in the last few laps. 2-minute 5, low 2-minute 5s all the way. So I reckon, I'll put money on it, we're going to see him in the pits. And here we go as he comes on through. And into the pits he goes, and there comes Fodder through to retake the lead of the race. Gavsky will move up into 2nd place. Mike comes into the pits as well. That's going to promote Mario up to 3rd. And he's having a battle with Sandanza. Sandanza on the softs, Mario on the hards. And here comes Sandanza on the inside, and he gets the move done. And up into 3rd place. So Sandanza utilising the soft tyre and getting himself back up into that podium place. He's just got to push on to try and hunt down Gavsky to take 2nd now. So Mario in 4th, that's promoted. Hugo up to 5th. D-Locks up to 6th. And he's on the soft tyre. Purple 1st sector for D-Locks as well. Audio Muted is out the pits and in 7th. So he'll be on the charge as well. Beefy in 8th. With Ryanu up into 9th on the softs. And Mike is out on the softs. And just a little bit behind Ryanu. But there is our current race leader. There's Gavsky in 2nd. And Sandanza in 3rd, filling out the podium spots. So Gavsky is in a soft car sandwich. He is the he's the ham in the sandwich, and Fodder and Sandanza are the soft tyres either side of him. So Gavsky, I think, is going to feel the pressure from Sandanza in the next couple of laps, whilst he uses up those soft tyres to push himself on nicely. Look at that, up by 6/10 of a second for the fastest lap is Sandanza. Oh, Sandanza running a wide ace around. It's the front damage. He was in a podium spot and he's just pushed it on too hard. Waits for the gap in the traffic to rejoin the track. and that is him down to 8th place, but that damage is going to cost him. He was just pushing on to try, he was so far up on the fastest lap, and pushing to try and catch up to Gavsky, and not even half a tyre on the Astros. He comes in to the pits to try and repair his damage. Might as well go for fastest lap. That's probably what he's thinking. Drops himself down to 10th place now with the extra pit stop. But Fodder now, he's on the soft, so I don't think there's any chance of Gavsky catching him unless the tyres really do die a death for Fodder. Gavsky in 2nd, Mario in 3rd. Mario, though, has D-Locks for company. D-Locks is on the soft tyre, but he does have a 10-second penalty to serve. But none of the guys know that at this point, as D-Locks moves on up to 3rd, Mario down to 4th. Yeah, thanks for watching. I felt so rough on Monday. So rough. Yeah, it was real shame Mario with the Sandanza spin. As I say, he's just pushing, so he was so far up on the fastest lap. Fodder now has the fastest lap, 2:04.79 for Fodder. There's Mario in 4th, Hugo in 5th. Another strong race for Hugo, Audio Muted in 6th. Good race for Audio Muted on the softs as well, so he's pushing on towards the hard racing guys in front. Beefy in 7th, having a strong race in the Ferrari. Ryanu recovered to 8th after we saw his spin earlier on. Mike in 9th. And Sandanza, who's coming to... Oh, he's got a pit lane crossing penalty as well for crossing the pit exit line or entry line, whichever one it was. That's a 3-second penalty for him to serve on the back straight. So there is the race leader Fodder, just coming through the S's now. Tyres are just starting to wear out a bit on that Ferrari, on the Porsche now for Fodder. His tyres are just starting to get a little bit worn out. So let's say this way, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We always try and aim for at least 20 likes on the stream. I think we're on 15 at the moment. So all of you that are watching, you just go on there quickly and hit the like button. It means a lot to us here on the channel. There is Gavsky in the Audi in 2nd. He's on the hard tyre. So don't think we've got any risk of him catching up to Fodder, but potentially D-Locks with his soft tyres could catch up to the back of Gavsky in 2nd place. There's Mario in 4th, he's on the hard tyre. With lots of lovely tyre wear left. Hugo in 5th, his hard tyres are dying a death on that Mercedes. And then the other Mercedes behind him already muted on the soft tyre, so he's got some grip. Beefy as well on the softs, but the Ferrari seems to be chewing up its tyres a little bit as well. Definitely struggling for front tyre grip, that Ferrari will be. Mike's got himself up to 8th place. He's got a nice lot of tyre left in that Mercedes, as everyone that is starting a lap now will be on the last lap because we've got 1 minute left in the race. Ryanu there in 9th with Sandanza in 10th, and he's going to be pushing for the fast lap of the race. We're still on board with Sandanza and to see if he's going to be getting towards the fast lap as he comes around a couple of corners. Yeah, it looks horrible. The front, yeah, the fronts were definitely wearing a lot more than what the rears were on your Ferrari, Beefy. Alright, here we go. Let's watch, see what Fodder's split time is here. And see if he's purple, which he is, by 6/10 as he goes around. Oh, he almost done it again. That was almost a cut. It was like a clicked replay. Let's see. Oh god, he's full drifting everywhere. doesn't get the fastest lap of the race. So Fodder there coming round the hairpin. Gavsky's just coming towards it as well. D-Lock's there in third. Mario in fourth. And then we go Hugo and Audio. Look how close these two are now. Audio muted right on the back. Using up those soft tyres. We head towards the hairpin. Audio moving to the inside. Getting up the inside. I think Hugo needs to give a little bit of room there, because that was definitely Audio's corner. Might have been a case of Hugo didn't see him coming, but nothing comes a proper between them. So we're going to have to jump back to Fodder. Ooh, Hugo goes up the inside. Hugo getting the move done back there. We have to jump back up to Fodder because he's heading towards the last couple of corners. And he's going to make it another perfect race night. Fastest lap and the race win, another 31 points going to Fodder in his Porsche. Gavsky coming through to take second. What a recovery drive from Gavsky. He was stone dead last in the end of lap 1. And he crosses the line in second. D-Locks will take third. He's got a 10-second penalty to serve. So Mario crosses the line. He moves up a place. Audio Muted comes through in fifth. He'll move up a place as well. Hugo comes through. He moves up a place. And Beefy comes through there in seventh. So then D-Locks is in sixth place. Mike then crosses the line in eighth. Ryanu will take ninth place because Sandanza has already crossed the line and finished his lap these on. So Ryanu will cross the line and take ninth place. But it is Fodder with the race win and the fastest lap, taking the maximum points here at Suzuka in round 7 as it goes to Fodder. Gavsky in second. And D-Locks was in third, but it will be Mario after the penalty serve who takes the last podium spot. Ooh, result there for all of the drivers involved. Really sorry that I couldn't commentate on it live on Monday. I was just way too rough to do so. It would have been an absolute shambles. You guys listening to me on Monday. It wouldn't have been good for you, and it wouldn't have been good for me either. But cheers everyone for tuning in and watching. We got Beefy in the chat saying good race. Keep an eye on Audio. Yeah, you did very well on that last lap. Fodder. Pitch was insane, especially on hards. Yes, it was Mario. 100% agree with that. Very quick on the hards. Gavsky did so well to recover. You did really well yourself, Mario, getting a podium. Unfortunate for D-Locks with the penalty, but unfortunately that is the rules with that. So obviously he takes up and he drops him down a few places. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting on Monday night. We are at Yas Marina. So a good track for some really good close action is Yas Marina. Great racing, Jason. Great fight with Hugo. Looks like it was really good. Really good. And you didn't, even to be fair, you didn't have the best of tyres on either car. So a really good racing between them. So yeah, we'll be back on Monday night for the next round, as it is at Yas Marina. Tune in at 7:30 for the next round of the Porsche Cup, followed by the Masters just after that. We've got some big news to hopefully bring you over the weekend, so keep an eye on the socials, keep an eye on the Discord and everything. And all I'm going to say is that littlest of hints is, I will say, bring your teammate along and grazie ragazzi. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll leave it there. Cheers everyone for tuning in and watching, and we'll be back on Monday for the next round. Catch you then.